Good morning to everybody. I'd like to talk about the theoretical work we did for contributing to the elaboration of the SciCafe2.0 tool. One of the tasks we performed has been the elaboration of some paradigms of online participation, of which I would like to tell you something more today. So the paradigms have been elaborated basing on the following methodology. We firstly produced a database of online participatory platforms, and we looked in the internet to find what are the main platforms used for participatory models. And then we try to classify them, all these items, basing on some classifications existing in literature. And from this, we elaborated the paradigms. In this slide, you can see an example of this classification regarding the functions of these platforms. The functions can be classified in telling functions, which are the functions about the receiving and providing of information. Then the enacting function, which are the functions linked to the discussion, deliberation, the proposing, the voting. And then the making functions, which are the functions linked to the sharing of goods, of projects, and of co-design projects. Behind all this classificatory work and the collection work, there is a huge theoretical background. I show only some of the names of the authors who wrote about this topic. You can see that there are many of them. Of course, we did not include all these points of view inside our elaboration. But we considered the existence of all this work. So let's go to the paradigms we identified. Of course, in the handbook you can find a more detailed description of them and of the methodology behind them, and also of case studies in which we explore how these paradigms are used in practice. So the first paradigm that we call paradigm 0 is the interactive information provider. That means those platforms in which there is a providing of information in which the users can interact in some way. This is not yet a full participation paradigm, but it is at 0 stage of it. Then we have a paradigm that we call the ask-tell paradigm, in which we have users which are in contact through the platform, and the main goal of the platform is to put them in contact to have questions and answers on some topics. Then we have two paradigms of discussion. You can see that they are very similar, but the second one is called discussion for reaching stakeholders, because in these paradigms we include platforms which have in their goal to specifically reach some stakeholders. So the discussion is not a simple discussion, but is directly addressed within the platform for the reach of the stakeholders. Then we have another paradigm which it is reaching stakeholders without the discussion. This is different from the previous one. And another interesting paradigm is what we call the consulting communities. In fact, we found that a lot of platforms have the goal of putting people in contact with specific communities. Then we have the paradigm of sharing goods. This is very, very used and in developing in the last years. And the paradigm of mapping, that is the paradigm in which people are in contact to map some phenomena, also using, for example, Internet of Things and mobile devices. And the last paradigm is the paradigm of co-design, which is the paradigm in which people are in contact to design a project. And then we have another paradigm that is the problem solving. In this paradigm, we included all those activities that we usually call citizen science. And that's it. That's all. From all these paradigms, we produced some inputs for the implementation of the SciCafe tool, and of which now we will going on to speak in this webinar. I hope this introductory section on the participatory paradigms has been interesting, and I look forward to contribute to the question and answer session later on to answer your questions and comments. Thank you so much for your attention.